up, gamers? It's your boy JJJacksfilms, and thank you so much for 100,000 subscribers. Let's pop a bottle. Oh, here are some TikToks that'll confuse Gam Gam.
Wondered how they do those commercials where the food just like drops out of the sky?
With the food, have I ever wondered? As a matter of fact, no, I haven't, because I've seen how they've done this. There's a there are commercials, to reiterate, not to be completely redundant, but let me just make sure I'm picking up what you're putting down there. This is a Sniper Wolf. Commercials where maybe the food, like, usually it's like a close-up, right? And maybe it slowly dollies out or something like that, but all the layers of a sandwich or a burger come together, and it's very aesthetically appealing and pleasing. It would be on the front page of r/satisfying, you know, to all of my epic Redditor gamers out there. I think I know how they do this, though. It's a very complicated way of shooting. First off, you need a high-speed camera, and let me tell you, those don't come cheap. Yes, I know your iPhone can shoot at a high frame rate. Android phones can, you know, they can shoot at a slow-mo high frame rates, but I'm talking about the big boys, you know, ones that can shoot at maybe like 10,000 frames a second, right? The real slow-motion cameras. They cost a pretty penny, you know. I'm talking about like 5 figures at least. But of course, you have to throw the food a certain way. Now, I'm not saying you're throwing with hands. You have to have all the layers of the sandwich or the burger on these removable robotic plates, right? And I think they're like several feet apart, or there's a weird distance between all these plates. And when the director says action or whatever, if someone presses a button, all those plates just go shunk. And then gravity, Mother Gravity, you know, God bless her, does the rest, brings all of that down. So it's really just up to the cinematographer well, the cinematographer doesn't do much, really, because I think even the shooting is robotic, because everything happens. Even the camera moves very quickly. The camera just goes shunk, you know, and all the burger and sandwich parts just go shwap. It's really all quite robotic. It's rather fascinating. Methinks we're going to see some demonstration of what I just surmised right now.
In this case, for Meatball Monday.
Okay, it's not precisely what I thought, but yeah, I wasn't expecting the overhead camera, because what I was picturing was more like a regular, you know, 90 degrees perpendicular camera, and like, you know, just all the burger things falling on a plate or something like that. This is interesting. These look like meatballs in a big old vat of sauce. So we're gonna see several layers. Okay, so my prediction is that these strings, it looks like strings or wires or maybe rods supporting all these meatballs are all going to separate, either all simultaneously, or maybe the layers separate them in different rhythms. Maybe it's like bump, bump, bump kind of thing, right? Who's to say? We'll find out in a few moments, of course. But the overhead camera, the bird's eye view camera, that threw me for a loop. I think everything else, though, that I said, it's pretty accurate.
Monday. What a mess.
Look at that. What I tell you? The rods pull apart. Mother Gravity does the rest. Yeah, exactly. And look at that. Hey, I bet your phone can't quite do that. I'm willing to bet your mobile device, your telephone, doesn't quite look like that. You know what I'm saying, gamers? You need an expensive camera, and see, no one's even manning it, right? I see the gentle sir behind it, but I don't think he's holding on to anything. No one's physically, it's all robotics. It's all the press of a button, because it all happens so quick. Look how quick this is. I'll rewind for your viewing pleasure, but look how quickly the camera has to move.
What a mess.
Like even this is in slow motion. The TikTok itself is in slow motion because everything moves so gosh dang quickly. So you can imagine how fast it moves IRL. Again, gamer speak for in real life.
Is this how they do it?
Yeah, that's how they do that, right? And you can see, we can actually see with the use of the slow-mo cam, the slow-mo iPhone, you know, taking this, we can actually see the splooshy splashy of the meatballs hitting the sauce. And I'm willing to bet that those meatballs aren't quite real either. You know what I'm saying? Having just seen that one TikTok of how soy sauce and soap can create a frothy cappuccino-like imposter, sauce and bogus. This is different. Or this is not that different, rather. I'm saying the meatballs, I don't know, maybe the meatballs are Play-Doh or something that's not going to stink under those hot Hollywood lights, you know, a PU. And maybe the sauce isn't even sauce either. Who's to say? We'll never know.
Literally just like get the robots to
look at that. You see, this is for now. I would think this is CGI. I mean, okay, so we have what's called a motion blur effect, right? To make us think like whoosh, we're inside the sandwich now. But This is shot so impeccably well.
Robots.
It looks CGI, and yet we have just discovered, gamers, it's anything but. It is not CGI. Those are real, well, I mean, not real, real meatballs, but they are meatball-like things falling into a sauce-like vat.
Robots to
just fascinating. And you absolutely need, now what is this? Is this a different TikTok? Oh, this is another one. Okay. All right. Again, we're about to see some more slow motion photography done beautifully, all for the art of commercials.
tossing.
Oh, I love. Okay. Oh, so this is a two-parter. All right. So one, it's like spring-loaded. I don't know what those are. Are those like chips of some sort, or oh no, garlic bread maybe garlic bread slices, and they're being coated with some lovely coating. Here, I'll just let it play for your viewing pleasure.
The ingredients up in the air and hope you get a good shot.
Oh, dang, messy. That looks very complicated to clean up. I would not like to be the janitor on this scene, you know. My goodness gracious. All those particles. No, big pass.
They built
But I wish we could see the commercial for that.
an entire
Yeah, we didn't see the commercial for that. It seems we're just looping back to the meatball one, but that's fine. That's okay.
meatball dispatcher.
It's very, very cool. It really is just, it's everything pulls apart like a puzzle, and they came together like a puzzle.
For this single shot.
And I like to think that life is just one big puzzle, you know, that can become undone, of course. But, you know, with the help of your loved ones, you can pull it all back together. Kind of like these meatballs.
Them dropping into the sauce.
Just genius. It really, gosh, gamers, I had my dinner, and I would be ashamed to admit, I'd be remiss to admit that I'm not hankering for a big old meatball sub right now.
Gonna have somebody just like drop them in. I never realized how much.
This irks me. I wish we could see the commercial that this is in reference to, because without the commercial, it just looks like we're throwing a bunch of dust at some bread particles, right? And that is in itself not very impressive, right? We need to see what this looks like under a proper Hollywood camera.
Work goes into a fast food commercial.
Okay. Oh, we're seeing a different. Oh, okay. I see. Now we're getting more context, and context is key. Now we're going to see how this. Pardon the pun. Now we're actually going to see how the sausage gets made. Thank you.
All the viewer cares about is if it looks
Just interesting. Even from this angle, it still doesn't
Good
look
or
great.
not.
But
yep.
oh, how anticlimactic. We never got to see. Oh, gamers, I'm very sorry. We never got to see what that commercial looked like. We'll just have to use our imaginations and hope for the best, gamers. I'm very sorry. All right, gamers, let's keep going.
Ever wonder how they fill the little spice jar?
All right, now what is this? Okay, I'm doing a bit of reverse text reading here on that bagel sesame seasoning blend. Okay, this is I make eggs every morning. What can I say? I'm a real egg man. I'm a real breakfast boy. Got to have me my breakfast, right? So I make eggs every day, and I use very particular spices and seasonings, and one of them is everything bagel seeds, right? Like everything. Stuff that it makes it taste like an everything bagel. You ever had an everything bagel? They're lovely. They're wonderful. They're nature's little miracle. But I use a seasoning that doesn't look that dissimilar to what we're seeing here in this little tiki talkie here. So I'm wondering if that's what is being packaged here.
I didn't think it was an actual person.
Okay, now wait a minute. Oh, I see. So we're just marveling at the fact that this isn't all done by a machine, right? And let's be real, the machines are going to take over someday, right? You mark my words, right? But we're actually witnessing some intervention of man here. A person, a human is actually manning, pardon the pun, or don't pardon it, right? Is actually manning this machine. And so Sniper Wolf raises a very good point. You know, I thought all of this would be automated in a factory on a conveyor belt. You know, with that song, bum bum bum, ba da ba bum bum, bum bum bum, ba da ba bum bum. Meanwhile, it's like, right? Like it would just be that forever, bum bum bum, ba da ba bum bum. But no, it appears that this gentle sir is actually manning the station and filling these jars, filling these bottles with bagel seeds.
Just sitting here, changing the jars as soon as they.
At least he's got his faithful earbuds, you know, to listen to whatever music or podcast. You know, what do you think, guys, let me know in the comments below if you want to guess what this guy's listening to. You know, take a jab. Is it maybe a Joe Rogan podcast or maybe it's a Rick and Morty episode? You know, let me know in the comments below what you think this guy's listening to. You know, I would love to read your guesses here. Take a little stab at your guesses. You know.
Fill up.
We have fun here.
This would be an annoying job.
Well, sure, yeah, but I mean, like, hey, a job's a job, you know, and you can't be no snob when it comes to a job. Something my grandma always said to me. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. And, you know, you gotta, not every job is going to be a rip-roaring good time, right? But guys, if you want to help me with my job here, please subscribe to JJJacksfilms. Give this video a like. Let me know, you know, what you like to put in your eggs and bagels. Because I'm just dying to know.
Are that many people really buying everything bagel seasoning? Yeah.
Such a sniper wolf. I truly am. I wish I could leave. I can't. There's a big old green screen behind me. I want to get up and grab my everything bagel seed seasoning that I use in my eggs every morning. I'll walk you through the process. First, I grease the pan, and then I put spinach, then I get peppers, onions, and mushrooms, right? Mushrooms, great superfood. You know, and then the seasoning. You have to get the seasonings. I use 4 different seasonings. I use black peppercorn, right? I use everything bagel seeds, right? Makes it taste extra good. And then I use some kind of a sea salt. It escapes me. It eludes me the name. And then something else, which also eludes me. But I use 4 different spices and seasonings in my eggs. Then I put the egg whites in. I pour those egg whites in. Then I get some vegan cheese. You know, me and dairy, we don't really get along. We don't agree with each other. I'll just leave it at that. But then and then I season it again. I use those same 4 seasonings again so that I make sure my eggs are extra tasty, right? And then it's not very long after that my breakfast is ready. Cleanup's super easy. And you know, I'm just sitting down. I'm watching my YouTube videos like a little boy watching his Saturday morning cartoons. And I'm just it's a gay old time. And that's just my morning process. But yes, I am an everything seed bagel boy. And I will swear by that. I will.
Yes, because my Trader Joe's is always sold out.
Oh, there you go, Trader Joe's. Yeah. Oh, okay. See, okay. So you're a Trader Joe's person. Me, I'm more of a Ralph's guy. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Ralph's is the big one of the big grocery chains out here in SoCal, Southern California. And you know, I don't care. I don't care where I go to, just as long as you have that everything bagel seed sauce. You know what I'm saying? Or not sauce, spice. But you know, this is Sniper Wolf. If Trader Joe's doesn't have it, I highly recommend Ralph's. And you can't throw a stone around here and not hit a Ralph's. You know what I'm saying? They're that omnipresent, much like a freaking Starbucks.
You literally cannot look away for more than 3 seconds.
Oh, you're talking about the person work? Yeah, sure, but that's what the earbuds are for. You know, like it might be a repetitive, somewhat tedious job, but you know, a job's a job. And, you know, we somehow haven't invented robots yet that can do that person's job for him. And you know what? We should be grateful that we haven't yet invented robots that can do that person's job for him yet, because that person has a job. And he can support himself, maybe some loved ones at it, you know. Who's to say? Let's watch another TikTok. Okay, already, you know, this is not the most pleasant sound in my ears, you know, my ear holes. And not a great visual either. Very muddy, very cloudy. It looks like a goddamn science experiment, you know. Gosh, what is this? Walter White's classroom? No, we're just having fun. But I'm very curious what we're concocting here. You know, it kind of looks like there's you know, maybe this is just my mind being, you know, living in the gutter. But there's a shot that looks a bit like this. Looks cloudy. And some kind of coagulation going on. Could be like Bailey's, and you get some grenadine. Obviously no grenadine here. It's not red enough. Anyways, I'm just going to keep on playing.
This is how a mirror is made.
This is how a mirror is made. Well, I wish I had no idea that was the direction in which we're going. I see no text that tells us. Oh, I see a bit of a TikTok logo and a handle, a username below it, but it has been unfortunately cropped off. I wish I could give this person the credit they so deserve. We'll never know. But apparently this is how mirrors are made. Now, you know, I thought mirrors grew from trees and just kind of rained from the sky. Apparently, people make them, you know. And guys, let me know in the comments what you think the color of a mirror is, right? You know, what color is a mirror? Does anyone know? Let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, let's figure out where mirrors come from.
Finally, something I have always wanted to know.
Yeah, you and me both, Sister Sniper Wolf. You and me both. You know, gun to my head, couldn't tell you the foggiest idea, pardon the pun, how mirrors were ever made. I thought a wizard just waved their wand and you know, out popped a beautiful handcrafted mirror. But I guess, and so far, none of this is looking very mirror-like. In fact, it's looking quite virtually the opposite of a mirror. It's looking very very foggy, very muddy. Traits that I wouldn't want in any mirror.
Because I've watched videos and they didn't like make any sense.
Well, hopefully this one does. But right now, so far, I am perplexed and flummoxed. I don't know what's going to come out of this dang beaker. It almost looks like a spell from Harry Potter. It looks like Voldemort's going to, you know, creep out of this beaker and say, killed your parents. You know, like, I don't know where this is going.
And I still, to this day, don't know how mirrors are made.
Well, hopefully this TikTok will shed some much needed light on this dark mystery, you know. So we're mixing it up like a gall dang Starbucks Frappuccino. But let's see.
Put it on there. That's it.
Water and
Just
sand?
take your time.
Oh, there's sand there. I can barely see the sand. In fact, I can't see the sand at all. But so we're pouring this mixture that we've made onto some slab of glass. Hard to say. It looks like a glass slab.
I don't think that's water.
Well, no, it's more than water. We've already established that this is like a mixture. It's water and something. Maybe it's not even water. It's some liquid and another liquid intertwined in this miraculous chemistry dance.
You'll see the mirror form.
All right, we're gonna see the mirror form. All right. All my eagle-eyed viewers and gamers out there, I want to keep your eyes out. All right, and watch carefully and closely. Apparently, we're gonna see right before our very eyes how mirrors are formed. So stay tuned.
It'll take a little bit of time. That's why the heat's going. See, it's coming
Oh
off
my
quite
goodness
nicely
gracious! And just
already.
like that, it smooths out, gamers. This is fantastic and phenomenal. This is a new word that has yet been discovered and created by linguists.
You're getting a mirror reaction.
Oh my gosh! Gamers, it literally just happened within seconds. No, I have to go back. So what do we start with? Okay, we start with a see-through transparent slab. And then magically, as if by magic, as if Dumbledore were to wave his old wand and say, Miriosa, a mirror appears. Now, I'm going to watch even more closely now, all right? And go.
I don't think that's water.
You'll see the mirror form.
It's not water.
It'll take a little bit of time. That's why the heat's going. See,
Okay, so you can
it's
still
going
see
off
through it,
quite
you can
nicely
still see
already.
through it, you can still see through it, you can
You're
still
getting a mirror
kind of,
reaction.
and then it's gone. Just phenomenal. Absolutely. The miracle of optics. And I'm sure there's a very scientific explanation for all of this, but if you were to tell me, I'm sure it would just go right over my balding head. It really would. You know, I don't know the science stuff. What can I say? Don't have the head for it. You know what I'm saying, gamers? But this is just fantastic.
There you
So
go.
you
That's a
just
perfect
pour
mirror already. You
this
can see how.
solution-
And look at that, and you can see the person, and that's how you know it's a mirror. You can see the crafter, the mirror crafter. You know, I'm sure there's a name for that, right? Mirror crafter, mirror man, something.
Oh, that's gone off. Probably just need a little bit more liquid. Try not to let it run.
Yeah, try not to drop it neither. Know what I'm saying? Don't want any years of bad luck over there, sir. I'm just kidding. I don't mean to give you any unneeded pressure.
Run off though.
Oh, look at that. It's still somewhat liquid. Yeah, so he's getting rid of the runoff, as he said. Because I guess mirrors are I've heard this. I've heard windows. I've heard. I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that windows are a form of liquid. And over decades, windows in your home, if you have like windows in your home that are several decades old, they're thicker on the bottom because they've actually it's slowly poured down. Now I'm not sure. Maybe Snopes.com has sussed that out, but I that's something I've heard. But anyways, this person is getting the runoff off of it.
Wait for it to dry, and then a mirror appears.
Just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It still is like magic, even though I've seen it in front of my eyes and it's been somewhat explained to me. I still am hardly believing what I'm seeing.
Oh, it's
I'll never look at a mirror the same way again. Well, let's not kid a kidder. I barely look at mirrors. You know, I woke up like this. Hey, we're just playing.
Perfect. Oh, whoa. And y'all are gatekeeping. They didn't tell me what the 2 ingredients were.
Oh yeah. Yes, you know what? It's like the creators of Coca-Cola. You know, like that. They're the original gatekeepers, right? The secret ingredient or ingredients that keeps the Coke people billionaires. We'll never know what actually goes into classic Coca-Cola, right? That is a very closely guarded, Coakley guarded secret. Pardon the pun.